Hi everyone, I'm Catherine and this is GraCee Designs. In today's video, we're going to be making this adorable doll skirt. I've made it for an 18-inch doll. We're only going to be using one piece of fabric, which makes this doll skirt very easy to make. I pretty much used all of these supplies in the video, but you don't need everything you see here. Cotton fabric, thread, elastic, rotary cutter, mat with ruler, a scissor and measuring tape, clippers, doll form, and I used a darning needle and a knit picker. I used the Brother SQ9285 sewing machine and the Brother Serger ST4031HD. Links to the products are in the description below. We're going to measure the fabric 6 inches wide by 30 inches long. I have folded the fabric in half to make it easier to cut. So I'll lay it out and I will cut on the 15-inch, and that'll give me my 30-inch for the skirt. It's all lined up. The finished skirt will be 12 inches around and 5 inches long. I don't mind cutting off the excess. I can always use that for quilting. I always hold on to my scrap fabric. You never know what you might be able to use it for. Now I'll open it up, and here you see my fabric is 6 inches wide, 30 inches long, one very long rectangle. I turned it over, and this is the wrong side, and we're going to make a fold about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. This is going to be the casing for the elastic and our waistband. So to make the sewing very easy, we're going to press the waistband. We will first press that 1/2 inch. We'll fold it over again, another 1/2 inch. Press it down. Fold it over again. And the next step will be serging the bottom of the skirt so it doesn't fray. You can do a zigzag stitch if you don't have a serger, or you can also make a small hem at the bottom. I'm only going to shave the edge on the serger, not to change the size of the skirt. It's all measured out, so it's very easy. And there we have the serged edge, nice and clean. And next we're going to put the right side on the inside, and we're going to unfold the waistband, put the two edges together. Again, I'm going to use a serger. Again, if you don't have a serger, you can use a zigzag stitch on your sewing machine, or double stitch on the edge. And this also, of course, depends on the fabric you're using, on how much fraying you have. We're using cotton, just very easy to work with, but it does fray. And even if you do a regular sewing stitch, it should be okay. Again, I'm only going to shave the edge because it's already measured out. I started at the bottom of the skirt because I wanted that side to be perfectly even. You have to make sure you open up the top of the skirt that we just pressed down. You want to fold that over when we make the band. That's finished. As you can see, because it's pressed, the band falls right back into place. And the side seam will be hidden. That's why we opened up the band, sewed the side seam, and now we can close it over. When we do sew the band, we're going to leave about 1 inch open at that seam. We're going to sew on the band very close to the bottom edge of the band, so we have room to feed the elastic inside of it. I'll speed up the sewing a little bit. And of course, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment below. And I'm going to leave that 1-inch opening to feed the elastic through. I use this format or pattern to make all of my skirts, even for little girls and women's as well. We have to clean up the threads. I'm going to use the knit picker to hide this end. This way it doesn't fray. You can use a needle, you can use a little crochet hook, whatever you have to tuck that end in. And now I'm going to cut all the other threads on the band. And then we're going to feed the elastic in. I have two sizes of elastic, the cord elastic, and then I guess this is like 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to use the cord. I think it's much better for the dolls. It's easier to get them on and off. It's easier to thread. It's easier to finish off. Just easier all the way around than the thicker elastic. But you can use either one. Cannot use the fold over method that I have shown you in my video because the elastic will be too thick. But the darning needle is perfect to feed the elastic through this skirt. And even though it has a dull point, just be careful you don't poke the end through the fabric. There are plenty of other tools you can purchase to feed elastic. You can also use a safety pin on the edge of the elastic. But for the doll skirt, the needle works out really well. Shimmy it in and out the other side. Just be careful that other end of the elastic doesn't go into the skirt, because then you'd have to start all over again. Pull the other end through, and I'm going to hold that other end. We are done. I have the two ends, and it's great because all you have to do is tie a knot. I tied 2 knots. I'm going to show you how I measure. You can use a doll form to measure the waist, or the actual doll. So the waist is 12 inches, and now I'm going to show you how I actually measure the elastic for it to fit. So what I do is I put the elastic in, and I pull it and get it to the right size, and I measure it half of what it's supposed to be on the waist, and then I take a little bit in more. So this is going to be about 5 inches on one side of the skirt, which is 10 inches, which is 2 inches under the 12. And that's, believe it or not, how I measure. I know it doesn't make any sense. The reason I do it this way, it makes the elastic snug around the waist. To recap, the skirt measures 12 inches around. I fold it in half to measure it. I line it up to 6 inches on one side. Tighten the elastic down to 5 inches, which is now 10 inches around. And that makes it perfectly fit on the doll. And I'm going to tuck the end in after I tie the 2 knots. and sew that edge up, and the skirt will be finished. Just make sure that's tucked in. It's so nice having it pressed already because it's just really easy to sew and finish off the band. So I hope you're enjoying this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And this way you'll get alerted when new videos are up. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, check out some of my other videos on sewing and other crafts. And if you've already subscribed, it's so appreciated. Thanks for your support. All the sewing is finished. Trim the rest of the threads. Turn the skirt right side out. And there you have a cute little elastic waist skirt for your doll. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share my channel. And join me next time on GraCee Designs.